everybody, welcome back again to today's meeting. So today we are going to go into our profile optimization proper, and I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how you can effectively optimize your profile. When the profile is well optimized, it usually gives you these benefits of getting invites, because sometimes when a freelancer is looking for when a client, is looking for freelancers for a job, when they are trying to post a job, Upwork usually would show up some freelancers that they see as best fit for that job. So that's how people do get invites, because they will recommend, okay, you're looking for a virtual assistant. They will recommend a virtual assistant that already has good reviews. Clients have been saying a lot of good things about them. Their profiles are well optimized such that they use keywords that the clients also used when typing the job description. We are also going to be talking about those keywords because they are very important. So we are going to start with the 4 most important aspects of your profile. Please, if you at any point stop hearing me, please let me know on time so I can fix the issue. If at any point you stop hearing me. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so 4 key aspects of your profile. They are your name, your profile picture, your profile title, and your skill selection. On the skill selection, I added multiple profiles. So let me start from the name. That's like the most unique thing about you, your name. And just as it is, your name is your name. There's really nothing much about it. So that one is just there. Then when it comes to your profile picture, it has to be a nice picture of you smiling. You need to keep a welcoming look. You must have maybe come across somebody's profile on Facebook or Instagram that what caught your attention was just how beautiful the picture looked, or how clear or how pretty the person looked. In fact, sometimes we just get attracted to, maybe because of the clothes they wear, how attractive or how colorful it looked. The same way it is here, a client can just be scrolling through a list of freelancers looking for which one to just send an invite, and your DP can just capture them, maybe the way you smiled or maybe how clean the picture looks. It may just put you out there to stand out. So for your profile picture, you don't put a picture that is looking like you took it with your touchlight phone. It doesn't make sense. You have to put, if you have a picture that you took in the studio that is nice, perfect, it will look very clean and professional. If you have the one that maybe you also took with your phone, you have a very good phone with a good camera, you can take it and then go to any of these background remover apps or websites to change the background to make it look professional. Because if you're standing in the midst of crowd, or you're in a church, there are lots of people at your background. That's very distracting. If you're just standing on the road, you're very far from the camera, it's still very distracting because your face will not be very clear. So you have to remove the background to something clean and professional. And headshots are always preferable. Those ones that just capture from your neck to your head, they are always very good. In the course of this today's class, we're going to do some practical. So eventually when you get to that point, I'll show you those kind of things that I meant. And then we go to profile title. The profile title is very, 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 very important, because your profile title represents what you do. For example, if you are a virtual assistant and you don't have anything that says you're a virtual assistant on your profile, how do I know that you are a virtual assistant if I come across your profile? So if you're a virtual assistant, your profile must have that word virtual assistant. It's a keyword for the niche you are in, it's a keyword for the role and for what you do. So your profile title is very, very important. And then you must also include the keywords relevant to your niche or the work you do in your profile title. Just as I gave an example, as a virtual assistant, you do administrative tasks. Let's say you specialize in administrative tasks, or you do many other things. First of all, that virtual assistant must be there before you add any other thing, because that is the keyword most relevant to what you do. And any client looking for a virtual assistant, you see they must write it out. They need a virtual assistant. If your profile is not having anything related to it, Upwork will not, the algorithm will not recommend you because it assumes that you're not a virtual assistant. So your title must have that virtual assistant before you add anything else. Or even if you're going to add anything else, ensure that that VA is represented there, that virtual assistant is represented there to show that you're a VA. Then we come to skill selection. On your profile, after setting up your bio and everything, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a space for skill. And I think you can put up to 15. Yes, it's important that you fill all of it. Don't worry, we are going to see all of these things I'm saying when we go over to Upwork. I don't want us to be going back and forth. That's why I'm doing the explanation first. So when we go there, I'm going to point them out to you using my profile, and we're also going to check other freelancers' profile on Upwork. Do you know how to check other freelancers on Upwork? Hello?
No,
I've not checked though. No.
Okay, you don't know how to do that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to check for other freelancers on Upwork, because today your assignment is also going to be part of that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So for every profile you create, if you have your general profile and your specialized profile, each of them needs to have their special set of skills. You cannot use one skill for all your profiles, because once you leave the other profile and you open the other one, the skills section will be blank. The bio section will be blank. You have to fill them up with information relevant to that profile you created. So your skills, you must fill all 15 skills. Those are the ways you can put in your keywords relevant to your niche. You must put it there. I'll show you when we go to Upwork how to do all of that. So this is all about the optimization of your profile. This is just basically what it all revolves around, putting these things well. So now let's now go to the next slide. Overview, how to write your Upwork profile overview. Your overview is that section, or you can call it your bio, that section of your Upwork where you get to write things about you. Now, when you're writing things about you, if you check out, maybe if you already have an Upwork account, typically when we started, we just felt like we are writing a CV. So we're just going to say, my name is this, I have so experience in virtual assistant, I can do this, I can do that. And then we just finish it there. Maybe 2 lines, 3 lines, 4 lines, and all, then we'll finish it. We don't add anything else. Big F. When I got to learn about it, I realized that was not good. So now, how do you write a great bio or overview? You start with a catchy line that grabs the client's attention, because like I said, whenever you apply for a job, there are so many other people applying for that job. Or if a client is just going through Upwork looking for a suitable freelancer, these are the things they're going to look at before they're going to invite you, because these things will convince them that you are a good fit. So now, if you do not write it well, as soon as they see, they just scroll past it, like, this one does not know what she is doing. So by writing a catchy line, what do I mean? You have to write something that if a client is just scrolling through and just sees your profile and then they read a couple of maybe 2 lines from what you have written, it will just convince them that this person seems to know what they are doing. What they wrote here makes a lot of sense. Now, I am going to give an example. Sometimes you can decide to start with a question. You're asking a question. Are you a coach struggling to keep up with your content? if the person is a coach, that thing is going to grab their attention and they would want to read more. Or you can say, are you a busy professional looking for a dedicated and proactive virtual assistant to handle your day-to-day tasks? Something like that. You could also use, even if you don't use a question, you can also start by using a testimonial of your previous work. Let's say you've done some jobs before and your clients gave you a very nice review. You can start by saying that, because some can say something like, Zainab is a really awesome VA. I worked with her. She did excellently well. I was so pleased. She's so professional. You can go and copy that review that the clients give you and start with it. So this is going to build trust, and it's also going to give them the impression that for someone to have given you such a great review, that means you are really, really good at what you do. And without talking to you, they're just going to send you maybe a direct offer. When they send you a direct offer, that means you do not even do interview, you do not exchange any message, you just send you the contract and you just accept it and the job starts. Or they're going to send you an invite. If they send you an invite, it means they are letting you know that they want you to work with them on the project. Then you're going to now respond by replying back, oh, I'm not available, I'm busy, or okay, you just send your own proposal. So this is what having a great bio does for you. It just sells your market when you're not even there. Then you can also start with a clear explanation of what you do. Maybe something like, I am this, I'm a virtual assistant, I will help you keep up with your this. Just put it in a way that will really just grab them. So these 3 ways are the way you can start it to keep it catchy. You can start by asking them a question that targets their pain points, what they struggle with, that they really need help with. You can also start by using a previous client's testimonial that was given to you based on the work you did, or you can just start by just saying what you do and putting yourself there as a very good professional who can handle what they want excellently. Now, let's say that you started with the question format where you're asking, have you been struggling to keep up with your work and personal life due to this? I am here to help you, blah, blah, blah. After you just say all that one, that's when you've already caught the client's attention. That's when you will now come down to now talk about yourself a little bit. I am a this is what I do, and this is how I can help you. This is what I bring to the table if I'm to work with you. This is the benefits you get if I am to work with you, this. Now you're making it more interesting. It shows that working with you is not just going to be just there. They are going to get a lot of benefits. They're going to have more time to do other things. They're going to have someone who is going to be focused on helping them achieve their business goals. So that's where the brief introduction comes in. And please remember, all of these things has to be short. You don't have to fill it up like a book. Some people do not have that patience. They're not even going to read it. It will be boring. So when we go through other talents profile, you see how they do their own. You see some people's own are very short that you cannot even imagine. Can this even work? But it works. Then after the brief, small introduction that you've done, you now go on to add your skills that you have. Okay, I am good at handling calendar, booking travel, and itinerary, doing this, doing that, managing emails, lead generation, social media management, based on your past experience, or even if you do not have any experience before then, based on the skill that you have and you're competent in, you now put that briefly. And then at the end, after writing all of these things, at the end, you now add a call to action. So you might be asking, what is a call to action? A call to action is something you write to tell them the next thing that you want them to do. For instance, after writing everything, or after talking to you right now, I can say something like, okay, if you want me to teach you further on this, go on to click this, send me a message or call me over the phone. That's a call to action. So at the end of everything, you're going to now say something like, okay, to work with me, go on to send me a message, I'll respond immediately, or you can hit the hire button to hire me directly or fix an interview. Just something to give them the next action to take, so that they don't just read all the nice things you've written and then disappear. Sometimes it's what you see that used to just move you to do the next thing that you're supposed to do. So if you don't add a call to action, they will just read everything. Oh, beautiful. They might not even remember that they needed to hire you. They can just leave your page or your profile without going straight to maybe fixing a meeting. But that call to action will always remind them, okay, let me hear from this person. So always add that call to action. I'll also show you when we get to Upwork. So now the next thing is portfolio. Your portfolio is a proof you get from your past jobs that you have done. They are proof that shows that you're actually good at what you do, and you have proof to back it up that you've done this before and you did it well. So portfolio are we typically like take pictures of them. We take pictures of them. There's a section on Upwork for you to upload your portfolio. Now you can do it using Canva. You can do the video format using Canva. You can also do the direct addition where you just take the screenshots. After taking the screenshots, then you go to Upwork and start adding it directly and adding the details. In the course of adding your portfolio, now they usually give a space for skills and all of that, skill selection, what you did, what was your role when you were handling this project, what did you do? For instance, let's say you were an executive VA in your past role. Now, what does an executive VA do? You work closely with the CEO to ensure that everything is fine. You also do some administrative tasks. You plan the CEO's travel, the CEO's calendar. You maybe organize his emails. Now, for your portfolio, you take pictures of that well-organized email with labels and filters that makes everything so clean and good. Now you take pictures of all that. So when you're describing it, okay, what was your work? The title. You were an executive VA. What was the role you played? Okay, I handled the CEO's email, calendar, travel itinerary, this. Then they will not ask you, what skills did you use in the course of handling this project? So what are the skills there? Inbox management, scheduling, calendar management. You can also add things like oral communication or effective communication, attention to detail. So when you're adding your portfolio, there's always those things for you to add. And in the course of adding those things, you have to be chucking in your keywords, because from there, it can also help you fill up your profile with keywords. We've been taught to always sprinkle keywords related to our niche in every area of our profile, from your skill selection, your bio when writing it, your portfolio. And those keywords are, for example, we as virtual assistants, what are the keywords related to you as a virtual assistant? First of all, the name itself, virtual assistant, the very important keyword there, virtual assistant. Now, what other keyword is related to you? Okay, you can keyword like, you're going to use keyword like detail oriented. And I'm also going to show you how you get those keywords by looking at the job posts from clients. When they post job posts, that's where you go and get all those keywords, because those are the keywords that you're using to describe the job they want to post. And if you happen to have those keywords in your profile will most likely come out as one of those profiles that will be recommended to them as the best fits for the job. Let's say they said they're looking for a detail-oriented, proactive, and reliable VA. And in your bio, you had described yourself as a proactive, reliable virtual assistant with good communication skills. Now you see that two of the keywords you used has already reflected in the one the client used. Now, imagine that your profile is so nicely optimized that whenever clients are posting their jobs, the keywords they are using are there. Your profile will keep coming up, and you will most likely get an invite because so long as your profile shows up, it means that you are the best fit or one of the best fits for the job. And that's how people always get those invitations you see, because Upwork recommended them and the client checked them out and was impressed. So they just click on the invite button. Those people do not need to go and search for the job and start applying directly. This one, they are just going to receive a message that this client sent you an invite, drop your proposal. It's very direct and you have more advantage because it's the client that chose you, not you going to find the job and sending a proposal. This time the client chose you and sent an invite. And that's what we are working towards, to get to that point where our profiles are so well optimized and loaded that you become so expensive that you're getting invites. Some people get invites like every day. There are people who get invites every day and they'll be the one rejecting the job, maybe because they have lots of other jobs they are handling and they do not want to choke themselves up. Some of them will outsource to some other person they know, but some will just say no. Meanwhile, there are those people who have been struggling to get just one and they've not even been able to grab it. So that's just how it goes. Once everything is well set, it begins to favor you in a way that you'll be wondering, is this really the same Upwork that I have been struggling to even get one small thing since? And then here you are having emails, notifications about clients wanting to work with you. Some would even increase the money. If it's the hourly rate, we don't mind topping it up because they can see that you're really good. So this is what happens when your profile is fully optimized. So now I want to go to Upwork so that we can go over all of these things I have said and see them in the application format. I am sharing my Upwork profile.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Okay, so on Upwork, currently I have 2 profiles. I just made some changes to my Upwork earlier this month, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Yesterday, I mentioned it, that I changed it for a reason. So today, I'm going to say the reason why I did the changes. Now, if you're on Upwork, over time, you're allowed to, at any time, you are free to always make changes. No one is going to query you for it. So if you feel like changing your niche from what it used to be to something else, you're free. No one at any time. You can do it anytime. So initially, my original profile was this personal assistant. I changed it to lead generation specialist, web researcher, data entry VA, because my profile has been on, it was previously on executive virtual assistant. And as of then, I realized that right now I cannot work as an executive VA, because if you're working as an executive VA, you're going to be working closely with a strong professional, maybe a CEO or an entrepreneur. And right now, I do not have that time to work full time, because full time are mostly like 8 hours. And for that 8 hours, you need to be available to take on any task that is needed. You need to be online. You need to stay active in case they just call you. And right now, I don't have the time to work as an executive VA because my area right now, the light is not constant. And due to the high fuel price, we don't always turn on our generator. And so my laptop is not always fully charged for me to want to do an 8 hours job. It won't work. I'm going to get sacked because I cannot be online and then suddenly I've gone offline after like 2 hours or 3 hours and I'm nowhere to be found. So I decided to switch over to something that I could take on one-time projects. And lead generation work is mostly like that. If you search through for lead generation jobs, they are always like one time. You can just see the one, they just put a fixed price. You're just going to do it and submit and get paid immediately. And that is more favorable to me right now, because if I get a lead generation job, I know that I can just charge my laptop, quickly do the job, submit it, and the person will pay me and give me a review. But if I'm taking on a full-time job as an executive VA, I will not be able to do that, and I'll look incompetent because I will not be able to actively work. So that's why I switched from this to this. Now, for this job that I'm currently doing, I'm doing it under this profile, because when you want to apply for a job, if you have 3 profiles created, when you want to apply for a job, after writing your proposal, they're going to ask you which of the profile do you want to use and submit it. That is, which of the name the title do you want to show? So now if I want to apply for a personal assistant position, I'm not going to use this one that says lead generation specialist, web researcher, and data entry VA. No, I'm not going to use this one. This does not exactly apply to a personal assistant. I'm going to submit my proposal with this one. So after writing my proposal, when they ask me what profile, I'm going to switch to personal assistant. So this is what the clients will see on their end. They will see personal virtual assistants. They are not going to see this one. Then if I want to apply for a data entry virtual assistant position or an administrative support and other tasks that I know relates to surfing the net or doing research or generating leads, I'm going to now use this one. And that's what the specialized profile is all about. Putting yourself as the best fit for the job you're applying for, because you can't use just this job title to apply for customer support VA. It does not make any sense. It is not in any way linked to customer support. You cannot use this one to apply for real estate VA. It doesn't make sense. So that's why if you want to have another account to put another title, you just simply click on this plus. If you click on this, it's going to take you to where you're going to now start writing about the new profile. So you can give that specialized profile a specific name. So you can see my screen now. Of course, it's going to suggest the closest specialty based on your main profile. So here is giving me graphic design, but I do not want that. So I'm going to click on all. So if you click here, it will now start showing you, other niches, other areas that you can choose as your area of specialization. So if I choose email and chat support, for instance, then anytime I want to apply for any job that says they want someone to manage their email, or a customer support VA that will manage chats, customer orders, if I want to submit a proposal, I will use this one because it's more direct. So that's the essence of the specialized profile. But for now, I have just 2. And if I go to my profile, this is where my current job is. And so if I go there, you can see that my bio is different from the other one. That's what I was explaining, that for each profile you create, you have to create a new bio, a new profile title, a new write-up, everything. Here, I have not added any portfolio here because I just changed to this. This was my main profile on my main account, but because I erased it and added that new one, which is the lead generation, I had to come back and redo it again. And I have not had the time to put on my portfolio here. But for the other lead generation profile, I have my portfolio set up. I have my work to add here as my portfolio, but I've not had the time, so I just left it anyways. But I'll show you how to add the portfolio on the other profile where all that is shown there. So now, let me show you. You can see here, because I got the job under this profile, you can see here, it's showing me how much I have earned under this profile. Then the other job is from the other profile. So now you're going to see something like this on your profile. Just completely ignore it, because if you turn on this availability badge, it's going to show that you're online, yes, but it's going to be taking away one connect from your balance every day. To keep it on, you're going to be spending one connect. So just to tell you, don't bother, even if it's off, it doesn't mean anything. So now let's go to the main profile so we can check out all those things I stated earlier. So now for this profile that I am using this as my title, because this is what I want. These are the kind of job I want currently. That's why I switched to this. Like I said, your title must reflect what you do. So these are the kind of jobs I want. So I made sure that it is reflected in my title. Now, this is my bio. For lead generation jobs, it's slightly different from jobs like executive VA kind of jobs. Now, for this one, because these are mostly one-time off jobs, and sometimes they just hire you out of the blues as you submit your work. You people are gone. They just give you a review. They don't have anything. They don't owe you anything. So that's just all. I want to show you the pictorial representation of what was explained earlier in the other video, starting from the profile title, which has to represent what you are and the kind of work that you intend to do. So now I'm going to share my screen, going back to my Upwork account. So I am using this account currently for all this, because the other account, like I said, I am making new changes and I've not added all the information. So I'm going to use this particular account. Then, because the other one is strictly for VA and does not include lead generation and all of that, I am going to also go back there. In fact, let me use that one to explain the title and the bio section. Then I'll come back to this one to explain the portfolio section. So let me go back to this, my profile here. Okay, so for this, my profile, which I stated that this one is strictly for virtual assistants, personal assistants, administrative support, while the other one is for data entry, lead generation, and web research. So for here, let me adjust this. So as you can see on my profile, starting from my title, you can see what my profile title says: virtual assistant, personal assistant, and admin support. The most important keyword is here, which is virtual assistant. And from this is why I also named the other one lead generation specialist, because that is the main work I want to do on that particular profile. And so I had to include the main keyword there. Now, personal assistant, which is also the work of a VA, but this one, in this case, this can also be executive assistant. You're working closely with a CEO or a coach or an entrepreneur. You're working closely with them full time. Then admin support, you do other random administrative tasks like managing their calendar, managing their email, and also helping them to do data entry tasks when it comes up. So now I use the question format here. Are you a busy entrepreneur or professional tired of wasting valuable time on non-core activities? Partner with me for expert virtual support. Then this is me bringing in my skills and my experience. With over 3 years of experience, I offer a reliable and efficient solution to streamline your operations and free up your valuable time. Then I went on here to explain what they will benefit by working with me, what I bring to the table, what I have to offer. Exceptional organization and communication. Then I gave a little detail, meticulous attention to details. So this means if you're working with me, your work, your tasks are going to be error-free and done just the way you want it. Accuracy. Then I went on to say adaptability and flexibility. And if you notice, if you notice, everything I am saying there is pointing out to how good I am going to, the client's work is going to be. By letting me work with them, their work is going to be just the way that they want it. I do not exactly make everything about me being the perfectionist. I also make it about the client, like for them to see that this is me available to serve them and make them get the value for the money that they're paying for. Then I did not stop there. I now listed out my skills again in full. What can I do for you? Administrative support, blah, blah, blah. These are the things that I am offering. These are the services that I'm offering. Then I said, oh, I'm available for long and short-term contracts, hourly or fixed prices and projects. Then now the call to action that I was talking about, this is it here at the bottom. So now you have stated everything that you do and how you can help them. Now this call to action, remember I said that it is very necessary because after reading, everything can be so interesting. They just forget that, oh, they needed to take further action in order to get you closer to getting on the job with them. So you're now putting this call to action as a way of reminding them to really go for you. So now this is the call to action. Send me a message. You can ignore this. You can leave this Upwork because we're already on Upwork. I think I need to edit that out. You can say, send me a message, invite me to a job, or hire me directly to experience the benefits of my virtual assistant services and enjoy a more balanced life. You can put it in any other way. It's not, this is just the way I decided to put it. So you can put it in any other way, but you have to include it. Give them the things, say the things that you want them to do. Like you can send me a message or invite me for a job or schedule an interview for us to talk more about this project and how I can help you make this a success. So that is the call to action. Edith, you're welcome. I noticed that you were getting caught off from the previous section.
Yeah. I tried to go to my settings to adjust it.
Okay, and no problem. Today's video, I think, is not going to stress me because I use Zoom. The one I did yesterday, I used my recorder. I'll send it to you. So now let me go back to my main profile, which is this one. I remember we are done with the other one. Now, for my title, I added a title that best describes the kind of work I want to do on this project. And now I said lead generation specialist, web researcher, and data entry VA. And all these three things I put here are related to each other. So even if you're going to add other things, let it relate to each other. For instance, if you're doing lead generation, you're going to enter data. It's going to involve you using spreadsheet that you're going to enter the data of the leads that you have sourced from, maybe from a platform, from a website, or from an application. So you can see how related they are. If you do web research, which is online or internet research, you're still going to enter the data on a spreadsheet, which is data entry. So you can see how all of them relate here. So now imagine me putting lead generation specialist. Then I come here and I say copywriter. Then I come to this last one and say maybe graphic designer or customer support specialist. They don't go, and it doesn't work that way. If you have all of these skills, it's very okay for you to have all of them, but you cannot put all of them together. Instead, you go and create a specialized profile and carry that customer support skills and go and put there. Don't put unrelated things together as your profile title. It makes you unprofessional. And then for this account, for this particular profile, you see my price, my charge is different because I had gone through other talents that are into lead generation, and I looked at their charges and I tried to stay in the middle, not going too low and not going too high. But for this personal assistance, my charge is $5 per hour. Although my current job that I'm doing is $10 per hour, because that's the budget that the clients already intended to pay. So he didn't even look at my own price, and he did not at any point say, okay, since yours is $5, let's work with that. His own is $10 that he already put there for the job. So we just went on with it, and I didn't change it. and he didn't change it. So he's paying me $10. It's not paying me what is on my profile, which is $5, which I am happy about. So now let me open this, my bio, to further explain. Now, I still used the question format for this place, for this first line. I still use ready to unlock the potential of your business. Start with a steady stream of high quality leads. Now, because this one is not exactly like the regular VA work, because for lead generation that you're doing, they are not the same kind of things that you're doing. As a VA, we know that our works are kind of, the work of a VA are kind of like, you can predict it, okay, scheduling, email management. But for lead generation, it's not like that. You can meet a client that will tell you they want you to generate leads for real estate. Another one will tell you they want you to generate leads for clients that will buy solar panels that they sell. So their needs are always different. So that's why I avoided using just one, because I don't just want to just be restricted to say, okay, only real estate. So I didn't make it very specific. But on the other account, you can see I made it a bit specific. If you're a busy professional, maybe a CEO, a coach, or an entrepreneur. Now I went on to give a little bit of detail. This one is much shorter than the other one because, like I said, lead generation is not the regular VA thing that you need to pour in everything. Their work is just there, which I like. And I said that I am doing this for now because I do not have the full time to become, I don't have all the time to become a full-time VA right now. I don't have constant power supply, so I can't work as a full-time VA. That's why I'm doing this for now, so that this one I can take on one-time projects, finish it and get paid. Then I went on to state the benefits again, what the client gets by working with me. This is what you get by working with me, just the same format as the other one. And I listed out my skills and the services I offer. These are the things I can do as a lead generation specialist on this account. Then I stated the kind of projects I'm interested in. I said available for short or long term, although right now I only take short-term projects. And I used to be very careful when applying. I'm looking for only those ones that will not take so long. Then I ended up adding the call to action again. You can send me a message, invite me to a job, or hire me directly. You have to remember that some of the clients are equally new to Upwork and they don't know what to do. So when they see this, they will just click on the message button or the invite button or the hire button. So always add this call to action at the bottom. So here I ended by just saying kind regards and I added my name. So you might be thinking, how do you get an idea of how to optimize your profile like this, especially when you don't even know what to put there, or maybe you have very little experience? How do you get a format to follow? How do you see an example of what you can do? And that's what takes you to check out for other people doing what you're doing. And how do you check them out? You can see this search button here that says jobs. If you tap on the drop down button, you're going to see jobs, talents, and projects. Now, if you click on jobs, which is the normal way it's supposed to be, it will show you job posts and all. Now, if you click on talents, it's going to show you freelancers. So now let's look for other virtual assistants. So now for this talent, this is where you can search for anybody, any freelancer working on Upwork. So if I'm looking for a virtual assistant, I'll just type VA and I search and it will bring it out for me. So since this is what we are concerned about, let me type virtual assistant. Now you can see it's already recommending based on the different virtual assistants we have here. So I'm going to just click on this general term. So it will load and bring me virtual assistants starting from those that are top rated. So are you seeing how clients get to hire? Because when they search, Upwork will start bringing up those ones that are top rated first. They will see those ones that are top. Then if you keep scrolling through, you see, but for now, let's look for only people in Nigeria. I want only Nigerian VA. So you click on location. Sorry. When you click on this location, you add the location you want to search for. So Nigeria, so let's see other VAs in Nigeria. Now it's going to open up to show us all the VAs we have in Nigeria. If you keep scrolling down, you'll be seeing different people. But first, it's going to start with the ones that are top rated. You can see the best of the best. You can see how it is here, although it changes over time. And all these people, you can see their job success score is 100%. Now let's keep going down. If you keep going down, you're going to be seeing other Nigerian VAs. Maybe some of the ones you know from LinkedIn. You see them here. I know some of them from LinkedIn. I know this person. She's very good. I follow her. Now, how do you do that, your overview? How do you get an idea? When you open it like this, you can choose to, it's part of your assignment today to optimize your profile. And this is the tip on how to do it. When you type in the keyword, if you are a real estate virtual assistant, you can add real estate here. So it will bring out only those ones that are into real estate. Now, back to the tip that I wanted to share. To get an idea of how to write your bio and the skills that you can add to your bio, if maybe you don't know, now you can check out 10 virtual assistants. You're going to open the profile of 10 virtual assistants. So from this first one, you can scroll and be counting till you see the 10th one. Then you start opening them one after the other so that you can see how they wrote their bio and then the skills that are selected as the skills for VAs that most of them have here. You can see some are already displayed here: administrative support, data entry. Let me open this person's profile. Let me open this person's profile so we can see her bio. Sorry, network is a bit slow, but I think it's loading now. So now you see, this is just almost the same format I use, but she started her name. She started by introducing herself. But you can see she listed out what she offers, the tools she can use. You see how short her own is? Her bio is very short, so it does not really matter if you make it very long, but it's advisable to just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be so long that you cannot read through. So now this is the first person. If maybe you're not really okay with this person, or this person did not really give you exactly what you feel you're looking for. But before we leave, let's just check out the skills. Now, to add to your skill, you need to take a pen. Each profile you open, go to the skill section and capture the skills that is there, which are the virtual assistant relevant skills. Now, for the 10 profile you're going to use as an example to get an idea how to write your own, you need to be taking note of the skills here that keep coming up in all the VA profiles you're opening. Oh, data entry is here, administrative support is here, virtual assistants, email marketing. So now let's leave this person's profile and check another person and see if we're going to see something similar. So now we are going to leave here. You've taken note of some things and you will now go to the second person. Now you can see here that administrative support came up again. Virtual assistants came up again. So this must be there in your own skill selection because these are keywords that clients often use when describing their projects that they want VAs to handle. So let me open this person's profile again. You see how this person wrote his own bio. You take a few tips how you can use. Okay, maybe you're going to use this person's format. Do you like this person's format? This is how you wrote it. So you see, very short. Unlike the other person, this one did not even list out his own skills. Very short. Do you like how this person did that? Are you impressed with it? If it's not okay, but for me, I really do not like this, keeping it like this, because if I read this, I might not be too, I don't know, but I'll feel more better if I am seeing the skills listed out. So now if you like this format, you can use this format, but for a beginner, this might not work perfectly because just this short thing has not really put you out there what you can do and how effective you can do them. So this is quite too short. So I will not advise that you use this format as a beginner. So let's check another person and see if we can find another thing. But you can see the skills that something keeps coming up. Administrative support is here. Data entry. So these are the skills you're going to be adding to your skill selection as a virtual assistant. It must be there. So to write your bio, you have to go through up to like 6, 7, 8, or 10. By the time you go through all of them, you must have gotten an idea of how to do it. Now see this one, it says, let's go of this is another format. And this person now listed out their services. This is pleasant. It looks just like the way I did mine. So by the time you have gone through up to like 5, 6, 7 to 10, you'll surely have an idea of how to put your own bio. I'm not saying you should copy them, or it will not be nice to do copy and paste. No, you're not representing yourself well. But by the time you go through it, you will not be lost. You will definitely have an idea of what to write by looking at how they did this. Then you go to the skill selection again. Look at the skill selection again. Most of the things we saw in the other ones, they are still here. Depending on what you offer, if you don't do project online research, this one is there, is a must, and you do this one. All these ones are all VA skills. So you see there are about 15, and you must have them complete. It's very necessary. Just fill it up. It's part of your keywords that will bring you up. Now, after doing this, you've gotten an idea already of how to do that. You write out the skills, 15 skills, then your profile title. See how they put their title. Tech Savvy VA, non-fiction cookbook writer, administrative support, administrative and executive virtual assistant, general virtual assistant. So the virtual assistant must be there before you add any other thing that you do that is still all related, so that it can always pop you and bring you up as a VA. Now let's go back to the search button and let me search for a job that they are looking for a VA, so you can see where those keywords usually come out from. So now let me see virtual assistant. If you search for it, it's going to show you jobs from clients that are for VAs. Then we are going to look at the skills that they want. Did it match some of the skills that you added to your skill selection as a VA? Now you see the very first one we have here, virtual assistant. You can see it's a needed skill that they want. See another popular one we saw there, administrative support. So if this person is writing this job description and they start search, virtual assistants that have these keywords in their profile or on their title will pop up first before those ones that do not have them. And that's how they send you an invite. Now you're seeing how it keeps showing. Now this one is for social media VA. Now, if you're a social media VA, you must have all these keywords, all these skills: social media marketing, social media management. Everybody will not have the same skills. It depends on your niche. If you're a social media VA, search for social media virtual assistant so that you can see the skills that they added to their profile. If you're an administrative support VA, search for administrative support VAs. If you're Amazon VA or real estate, search for those ones, because in the job description, that's the skills that they added there. So if you're just using the general one that maybe general VAs are using, you might not be reflecting your skills very well in your skill selection process. Now this one says, okay, social media, no, let's leave this one. I want another type here. Now this one is they said expert virtual assistant needed. Now look at the skills, virtual assistants, data entry, administrative support again. So I believe that you've already seen that these ones have to be there if you're working as an admin VA or data entry VA, so that when the client is
Sorry, please, where did you click to get this?
the search button. If you're using your
Okay.
laptop, look here, you just type it. So let's say I want to search for anything you want to search, any job you want to search here. Then if you want to search for other freelancers, you change it to talent. Then it will bring.
Okay, I'm there now.
Yes. If you change it to talent, it will bring freelancers. If you change it to jobs, then it will bring jobs only. So now that's for the skill selection. Now this skill selection applies to all your profile. All of them will not have the same skill selection. Let me go back to my profile again. The one I did for lead generation, you see it only had lead generation skills, B2B skills, LinkedIn lead generation, social media lead generation, this one, that one, Apollo, all those lead generation websites and applications. Now, if I go back to, let me show you my skills here. You see it here. Lead generation, data scraping, LinkedIn, online research, market research. Now, if I'm going back to my other profile, which is my personal virtual assistant, I can't put the same skills there because it does not work. This my account is still empty. Remember I said I just changed it. So that thing I was saying yesterday, I was saying that since you already have, you know that you said you already had the main account as lead generation, but you want to change it to virtual assistant.
To executive.
To executive. So I was saying that since you still want to retain your lead generation as an extra specialized account, that before you completely delete everything, because if you just go on to delete everything, edit everything out, you might not remember all the details you put there when you were setting it up. That instead of doing that, first of all, go and create another one first and carry all the details there.
Okay.
Then when you've duplicated the details, then you now come back and now edit it out from the main profile and put the one you want. So because if you completely erase it out, typing it again or trying to remember all what you've written there might not be easy for you. So that's what I was explaining.
Is it duplicate or copy and paste?
What I'm saying is like just making the account too. That's why I use the word duplicate. Like So now let's go to portfolio. Now all the portfolio you're going to add has to relate to the topic, the title of your profile. Like now this account is strictly for lead generation, web research, and data entry. I had to delete all my previous portfolio that I added here that were for personal assistance and admin support. I removed them. So now all what I have here is all the work that I have done that relates to lead generation. So if I'm adding back my portfolio for this one here, I'm going to add back my calendar management. I'll do that before tomorrow's meeting. So I'll show you. I'm going to add my calendar management. I'm going to add my other travel itinerary that we made. I'm going to do all this one because that's the one that relates to this job. So now, how do you add a portfolio? Let me go back to the other one. To add a portfolio here, first of all, to add a portfolio, you must have a portfolio. And a portfolio are proof of the work you have done before. But in most cases, some of us that are just starting out do not have any sample of our previous work because we have not worked with anybody. We have 10 minutes left. I hope that we can finish up this one. So when we come back, we'll do that yesterday's task. We'll finish it up. So back to portfolio. So to be able to add your portfolio, you must have it available already saved on your phone or your laptop. So what if you've not done any work for anybody before? How do you get work samples, you may ask? It's very simple. Just as we are in this class, you can decide to do work for Zainab. Edith can decide to do something, do a task for Zainab, and then take a screenshot and come to upload it here. You include the skills, what you did in the job. So Nobody's gonna know if you did it for an actual client or not. What they're interested in is seeing if you were able to do that thing well. So now, for instance, you can decide to organize Zainab's inbox. Maybe Zainab has so much emails that makes her inbox so scattered and all. Now, for the purpose of getting a portfolio, you can tell Zainab, can I work on your inbox for you so that I can take screenshots? Or you can work on your own inbox and take screenshots. I did that for myself. I organized my inbox and then I took a screenshot. And that is to say that I can actually do inbox management. So you don't need a real client that will pay you before you can get a portfolio. Also, if you also know someone that is a business person or a coach or anybody at all, you can just message them. Please, I'm into this. Please, can I do a task for you? Can you give me a task to do for you? You don't have to pay me. I would just want to work with you for 2 weeks or 1 month so you can give me a review. There is a section for testimonial. If you want to add testimonial, this is it. If you scroll down, so if you want to add testimonial, it's different from the portfolio. This one, you don't need too much work. You just need to request from somebody. If you click on this request, it's going to show you where you're going to put in the person's name, and then you're going to send them a short message. Please, can you give me a testimonial? When they write it for you, to come and show on your Upwork here. So you can volunteer to work for somebody for free for a couple of weeks, just so that they will give you a testimonial. Or you work for each other, take pictures of it, and then put on your profile, on your portfolio here. So how to add it? You must have already saved the picture on your phone. So you just come here, click on the plus button. It will open up for you to import it from your computer. So let's wait for it to come out. So here, you have to input the project title. What were you doing? So let me say inbox management. That's the work I did. So you're going to put inbox management. And then what was your role for this job? You can say personal assistant. You write it, the personal assistant, blah, blah, blah. Then for this project description, you can add, I was able to effectively clean out my client's inbox, or I did this, I used label and filter to effectively organize this inbox, deleting spam messages, doing this, doing that. It's just a brief description of what you did. Then if you go down, what skills did you use to deliver this job? So the skills are inbox management. Another skill could be attention to details, because you have to pay attention. You were diligent not to remove the most important messages. You only removed the unnecessary ones. You now add your skills here. Then any related job, if there's none, you leave it alone. Then to add the picture, sorry, there's an ad on my screen. To add the picture, you just need to click here. It will take you to your computer where you saved the job. Remember, you've already taken a picture and you've saved it. So you just come here and look for where you stored the picture. But let me see if I have my inbox management here. So let me open it and put it here so you can see it here. So this is the one I did for myself on my own account. Now, when you put the picture like this, if it's more than one, you add again. If it's just one, you leave it like that. Then you click on next. I didn't fill here, so let me just put any nonsense so that it will allow me to go to the next page, so that I can show you what next to do. So here, I put in my skills, blah, blah, blah. I have filled it, so I can go to next. Oh, something is still required. Okay, sorry, I didn't pick a skill. So calendar management. Okay, so now I can go forward. So here, you see the information I filled previously is what will now show here. Leave this one, I just put rubbish because I want to move forward. So everything you put is what will show it there. Then you go next to thumbnail. How do you want it to appear in front? That's already set automatically. So I just say publish. So it's going to appear on my profile now as my newly added portfolio. It's been published. So that's just how to add it. You can see it here. So that's just how to add it. Take a screenshot, save it on your phone, and then come here and just add it. So I'm going to delete it because this does not relate to this particular profile. So that is all about this. Tomorrow we are going to, I'm just taking it bit by bit so that when we go forward, we don't get confused, maybe, or anyone that did not say. So tomorrow we are now going to be doing the job search, proposal, and connect related voila. So for today, the assignment is to optimize your overview, your profile, starting from the profile title, which is this. From your profile title, then your overview, which is this section, all of these things. It mustn't be as long as my own, but you need to put in necessary information, which has to do with your experience, what you have to offer, and it has to be client focused. Make it about the client so that when they are reading it, they can see how much benefit, how much gain they are going to get from working with you. And don't forget the call to action. If you forget any of this, you can just send a message in the group and I'll write it out again when you're writing. If you forget the format, then your portfolio, even if it's just one thing you're going to add, I just want to be sure that you already understand how to add and you can do it on your own. Then your skill selection, if you count it here, is 15. Let me check it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So complete it 15. And it should be relevant skills, relevant to the profile title you have. Don't put random ones. And you can get them by searching for other freelancers in your niche by going to Upwork Talent. That's how you can get tips of how to get the relevant skills. That's all for today. So before this meeting ends, we have a few minutes left, 1 minute. What do we do? Can we answer any question in this 1 minute?
Please, I have a question.
Okay, please ask.
In a email, how do I get access to my client? I know it before, but I've forgotten. How do I get access to my client inbox for me to organize it for my client?
Okay, I haven't done that before, but I have read about it. I've not done inbox management, but they have in the settings they can give you the same way. Yeah. Yes, the same way they can give you admin position for Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups. That's the same way your clients can give you that permission to be able to log into. Okay. Yes, or they will give you their password if they trust you.
I should just say maybe it's like you sharing it. It's like you know that some people used to restrict it.
Yes. Yeah, they will just give you certain permission.
Once they give you, allow anyone to, like, they will allow you, they'll put you under this thing so you can view it from there.
Yes, I've seen it too. It's under the settings. Maybe one of these days we can just check it. You'll see that the person will grant you certain permission to do certain things on their
inbox. Gmail profile.
Yes.
When you go to your Gmail profile, so you can get it from there.